We need you very badly today.
I am not in trouble, okay, Sudevi Mataji?
Okay. We just need your blessing, Mother India, buddy.
My blessing, Krishna's blessings are always, you are so elevated. And you are saying to me?
These ladies have been working so hard, you would not believe.
Don't trouble her, okay? She's a nice lady. I like her so much.
I'm saying she's working hard.
Oh, she is working hard, but she always in a fight with me all the time.
Okay. All right. I have them back.
You have it back now? Okay, good.
Yes, yes.
If you could make me a co-host, just in case I need to do anything in the background as far as...
You know what? It says you are logged in from another device. Your polling session is inactive. I need to have my mother-in-law watch it on YouTube. Let me go turn that off then. I'll make you co-host and you can get started. I can, I think I can get out of the iPad.
Okay.
I can see her mother-in-law.
Yeah, she'll go on YouTube so that.
We have a minute or two to straighten it out. It's okay.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Dronacharya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I'll put myself in mute, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I know you'll start off that way. We'll see how long it lasts.
I'm
joking.
You are joking. Okay, you will be in trouble. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Yashva Prabhu.
Okay, now we see you.
He cannot hear. Now you can see me?
Yes, I can see you, Mother.
That's good. Without touching anything, computer or anything, okay?
Yeah, don't touch anything. Today's not touching.
Today is not touching. And I am not putting, I'll be on mute.
Good.
Dronacharya Prabhu is
when we need you to talk, we'll call you.
No, Dronacharya Prabhu is there. He will put me top in mute. He will mute me. Okay?
Actually, Dronacharya Prabhu, my husband said, he was listening one morning and when question came, everybody is talking at the same time. He said the host should mute everybody and he should get people to raise hands and answer.
Hari Bol. Vrindavan, it's already live.
Hare Krishna. Oh God, she is here, another
Hare
lady.
Krishna, Mother Sudevi, you look so good. I want to see you every time you give class.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please. Can you do this on Tuesdays whenever you give class?
I don't use computer, Sita.
She won't see us. We cannot see us.
I don't use computer. I'm using today because
What happened? Everybody is blocked here for me. I cannot see nobody's face.
Nice. Anyway.
Bob is here. Hare Krishna, Bob. He can't hear.
Drona Prabhu, the poll option is not available. Why is that? Why does it say should I log out and log back in?
No, I think
I have that option on me. I don't know why that's not.
On Philadelphia, there is on Philadelphia 2 account. I mean, one is Dronacharya Prabhu and one maybe you.
So what are they?
Do you have the polling option? Then we can tell you when and you can put those. It's one.
Better you do it.
Better you do it, Sabarade, because you have been practicing.
Yeah, you have the idea. If you want, you're the host, so it should be with you.
No, but yeah, somehow when I go there, it says your polling session is inactive because you're logged in from another device.
Right.
Because you are also ISKCON Philadelphia, right? That's why.
Okay, so I'm going to log off and then I'll log back on.
Not as ISKCON Philadelphia, though.
Okay. Well, it'll go to you. If I come back on, you'd be the first one on. Anyway, I'll log on to somebody else. Give me 1 second. This will just take a moment. We just want to make sure they have something where they want to put up a poll, and we want to make that work tonight. So I'll be
Hariyaswa Prabhu. He cannot hear. Hariyaswa Prabhu. Maybe he should
Yes,
chat.
Mother.
You want to chat for a minute or so, Prabhu, while he's getting it together?
Do I
Please?
want to chant for you?
Yeah, just for 1 minute, a couple of
Yeah.
Maha Mantra until Drona Prabhu come.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Shri Krishna. I gotta do Lord Chaitanya first. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra
Hare Krishna,
Jaya
Prabhu.
Radha Shardbihari Radhe Radha Shadbi Hari Radha Shadbi Hari Radhe Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
All right, Mother.
Thank you.
Okay, we need to wake up. Steve, Doug.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I want to welcome everybody for coming tonight. We had just a minor delay there. We're just trying to get some technical things together. We're coming together for the fourth part of our Vaishnava Etiquette series. Tonight, we're going to hear a presentation on the relationships among devotees. Just recapping our other three presentations. The first night we had Temple Room Etiquette by Vishnu Prabhu. And then we learned on the second week about Srila Prabhupada's prominent position as founder of Acharya by His Grace Sureshwara Prabhu. Last week we heard from Haryashvara Prabhu about sadhana habits, the activities of a devotee. And then tonight we're going to hear from Her Grace Mother Sudevi about relationships among devotees. A very important topic. Mother Sudevi, she is a disciple of His Holiness Satsrup Das Goswami. She's a Haryashvara Prabhu always reminds us she's a longtime Sankirtan devotee and will go out and distribute books and help spread Krishna consciousness to the people in society. At a certain point, her and her husband, they moved to Acharya Prabhu, they moved to Gitanagari and served there for quite a number of years. They came back to Philadelphia maybe about 5 or 6 years ago when their child, Vraja Krishna, went to school, college in Philadelphia. And it was always wonderful when she came back because she has such a service attitude. She's really one of those people when you say like, that's a devotee at heart. You know, she loves coming to the temple. She loves associating with devotees. She loves sharing Krishna consciousness with devotees. We look forward to her classes when she gives on Tuesdays. And she was part of this group, you know, from the beginning when we tried to formulate, you know, some of the needs that we have in ISKCON Philadelphia that, you know, we really need to bring these classes on Vaishnava etiquette to people. So we're very, very happy to have you, Mother Sudevi. I know you were working with a team of ladies as well to put this presentation together. So welcome, and you know, we look forward to tonight. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, thank you. Okay, so first of all, I start with Pranam Mantra, my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Pristaya Bhutale, Simate Satsrup Das Goswami Iti Namine, Satparipavidam Vande Vinitam Sadhu Bhushanam, Bhaktivedanta Bhakti Vedanta Sikshikam. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Pristaya Bhutale, Simate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pasarini, Nirifisi Sasunyavadi Pasti Savi Satavine. So, like Dronacharya Prabhu said, we are continuing with our series of classes on etiquette. And okay, so today we have Vaishnava etiquette and behavior. And today's topic will be the three categories of devotees. Anyway, we'll go step by step. So we can start with we will hear, because this is our topic, and then we'll hear what from the beginning what actually a devotee is. We'll start with sometimes we hear people say, oh, is so and so a devotee? Someone is wearing tilak, someone is wearing kantimala, is that a devotee? And then someone, anyway, we'll hear from.
So yeah, we will have a poll now, and so all of you can answer what Mother Sudevi is trying to ask here is, who is a devotee?
Yes, you know, if people ask, someone will say, who is a devotee?
We will have about a minute to answer this question. So So about 10 seconds left. All right.
Okay, so everybody get the chance.
Yes, everybody got a chance to answer. These are the results, Mother Sudevi.
Okay, so you have, you know, who has tilak, someone who is in the temple, someone who chants Hare Krishna once, and someone who is devotional clothes. Okay,
So 15% said anyone who chants only once. 31% said anybody who wears tilak, goes to temple every week, and one who wears devotional clothing. And 54% said all of the above.
Okay, good. So these are all good answers. So it's very good. Thank you. And then now, so we're going to hear, okay, so first we'll hear what Srila Prabhupada, why, actually, just a little backtrack. From the very first presentation that Vishnu Gadar Prabhu gave, I'm sure some of you were there, and he was explaining, so why are we doing this presentation, Vaisnava etiquette? Why are we doing this? What is the need for it? And who is this for? So actually, we are, like he also explained that in those days, most devotees stayed in the temple, and with these classes and things were taught to us live and there. But because now it's different, so every now and then it's good to give us a reminder and just to refresh for ourselves. So why are we doing this? Why? Just few reasons. One is it will be very pleasing to Srila Prabhupada and to our spiritual master that if you can cooperate, that Srila Prabhupada will say. What would Srila Prabhupada say, Hare Prabhu? Subharadi, are you there?
Yeah. Your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate with one another.
Okay, so this is from Srila Prabhupada. So now, in order to cooperate and serve together, it will be nice to know how our dealings should be and in what way. This is all to bring us closer to Krishna, to Srila Prabhupada, and to do our service better. So that's one of the reasons. Like I said, there are a few other reasons. So we're going to start, from the beginning, like we hear, who is a devotee, and then devotees give good answers, which is all true. And then so this is, but we also have the dictionary definition. Who is a devotee?
So dictionary.com defines a devotee as a person who is extremely devoted to a religion or a follower.
Okay, so this is one definition. So someone who is extremely devoted to a religion, to a follower. That is also true. Someone said someone who wears tilak, someone who goes to a temple. This is all true, and this is all it's all coming together nicely. So now we also have other evidence, other proof, and other definition from other Shastra, and then we will read a few of them. So next we will go to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then, so this is just a little background that's what's happening here. So this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then this will be explaining how every year the devotees from different places of India, Bengal, they will come to celebrate the Ratha Yatra festival in Jagannath Puri with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then they will come, you can see this beautiful slide, Lord Chaitanya dancing in the Rath Yatra. And then it's very nice to organize. There's different kirtan party, different devotees singing and Danga. Anyway, very nicely described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. The devotees come, they have a great time at the festival. And when they're going back, they come to take leave from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And before they go, they ask, so Mahaprabhu, please instruct us, what is our service? So, so then, okay, so let's see what this is. No, so then they asked, so what is our service? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, so the service is to chant Hare Krishna and serve the devotees. So then this is just the party headed by Satyaraj Khan, and their service for the Rath Yatra was every year they will bring silk and rope. So you know how we pull the rope down the street for our Rath Yatra? So that's how it has been done for years and years, thousands of years. So let's see what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to the question from Satyaraj.
Satyaraj bole Vaisnava chini bake mane ke Vaisnava kaha tara samanya lakshane.
Upon hearing this, Satyaraj said, "How can I recognize a Vaishnava? Please let me know what a Vaishnava is. What are his common symptoms?"
Okay, so he asked me the same question, but we asked who is a devotee, right? And this is the answer.
प्रभु कहे जरा मुखे सुनी एक बार कृष्ण नाम से ही पूज्य श्रेष्ठ सभाकार.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "Whoever chants the holy name of Krishna just once is worshipable and is the topmost human being."
Okay, so this is the first time, okay? So and that was one of the questions, who is a devotee? Just the one just chant Hare Krishna once? And yes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, even just once someone said Hare Krishna, and that person is considered a devotee. But then the same scenario happened again the following year. All the devotees come, they gather together at Sri Jagannath Puri Dham, and then for the Rath Yatra again. And then they have a very nice, wonderful festival. And while they are leaving, they come to take their leave from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ask the same question, "Mahaprabhu, please tell us what is our service?" And then it's the same answer Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave. You chant Hare Krishna and don't criticize the devotees. And then they asked the same question, who is the devotee? So the Raj Khan and the party again asked the devotee. So here we go.
एहो कहे के वैष्णव की तारा लक्षण तबे हासी कहे प्रभु जानी तारा माना.
The inhabitant of Kulinagrama said, "Please let me know who is actually a Vaishnava and what his symptoms are." Understanding his mind, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and gave the following reply.
So pay attention, this is the second time. So see what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will say.
कृष्ण नाम निरंतर जहर बदाने सेई वैष्णव श्रेष्ठ भज तहारा चराने.
A person who is always chanting the holy name of the Lord is to be considered a first-class Vaishnava, and your duty is to serve his lotus feet.
Okay, so this is the second answer. Remember, the first one was chanting Hare Krishna only once is a devotee. So now he's saying for the same question, he's giving a different answer. Nirantara, kirtaniya sada hari, satatam kirtanantamam. We hear that all the time, right? Many times we hear in Shastra. So someone who's always chanting, that's the first class Vaishnava. So then what happened? Again, this is the third time. The devotees, the same scenario, they go back and then they come back this following year, and then they have a wonderful festival, Rath Yatra festival again in Jagannath Puri. And now, before they go back to their respective places, they come and ask Mahaprabhu, please instruct us, what is our service? What is our duty? And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again says the same thing, chant Hare Krishna and serve the devotees. So now they ask the same question, who is a devotee again? Let's see what he will say.
वसंतरे पुनः तारा ऐसे प्रश्न कैला वैष्णवेर तारतम्य प्रभु सिखाइला.
The following year, the inhabitants of Kulinagrama again asked the Lord the same question. Hearing this question, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again taught them about the different types of Vaishnavas.
जहार दर्शने मुखे ऐसे कृष्ण नाम तहारा जानी ह तुमी वैष्णव प्रधान.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, A first-class Vaishnava is he whose very presence makes others chant the holy name of Krishna.
So now we got three different answers. First time Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said someone chanting once, that's a devotee. The second time he said chanting all the time, nirantara. Now he's saying someone just by saying that person, and then the presence makes others chant Hare Krishna. So now someone say, which one is it? Is it number one, number two, number three, or all of them? So we are getting to progression now. So first we find out who is a devotee, and then there is a different category of devotees. So we are going to go through different one, but just to see how is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu answered, and we have other reference too from other shastras. So we'll go one at a time. So this will be the three categories of devotee. Someone may ask, devotee is a devotee. Why do you have to place categories for devotee? But this is not me or anybody else. This is coming from Shastra. This is coming from Nectar of Instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami, our in our disciplic succession, our Param Guru. So let's see what he will have to say.
कृष्णेति यस्य गिरितं मनसा ध्रियेत दीक्षास्ति चेत् प्रणतिभिश्च भजन्तम् ईशं शुश्रूषया भजनभिज्ञम् अनन्यमन्य निन्दादिशून्यहृदम् इप्सिता सङ्गलब्ध्या.
One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, diksha, and is engaged in worshipping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others.
Okay, so we hear from Nectar Instruction how we should reciprocate with all these different category of devotees we are going to hear. So even if someone chanting once Hare Krishna, we offer obeisances mentally. We still respect. And then the one who has gone, he has taken diksha, initiation, then we associate with them. And then the third one, he's an advanced devotee, Uttamadhikari. And one of the very important characteristic about that is he's completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. So we know how detrimental it is, Vaishnava aparat, to criticize devotee. And this is one of the first offense when we chant Hare Krishna from the 10 offenses, to blaspheme the devotees. So we always want to remember that and not commit Vaishnava aparat. And then we'll go to a few more. So, okay, now the way it is characterized in the Shastra, the first one, and I say Kanishta Adhikari, and then we'll come to Madhyamatma. We will go one at a time. So now this is not to try to label devotees, oh, you are Kanishta, he's Madhyama. But this is not. This is just a progression, like the beginning. Someone come in the beginning, and like Srila Prabhupada gives example of a green mango and a ripe mango. A green mango is a mango. It just has not ripened. Or like someone will say, he's just a new devotee, that's a mature devotee, and it's like that. So it's a Kanishta, it's a beginner. And then we'll see, what's the definition given in the Shastra.
अर्चायाम् एव हाराये पूजां ह्यश्रद्धये हते न तद्भक्तेषु चान्येषु सा भक्त प्राकृता स्मृता.
A devotee who faithfully engages in the worship of the deity in the temple but does not behave properly toward other devotees or people in general is called a prakrita bhakta, a materialistic devotee, and is considered to be in the lowest position.
So we'll see. So what does this mean, the Kanishta? Now, the Kanishta, like the definition is saying, yes, someone who is faithfully serving the deity, but when it comes to other devotee or other, he just, okay, this is a temple, Krishna is here, I worship the deity, that's it. And outside, when I step out of the temple room, there's no Krishna anywhere. But that's not true. So that's a limited understanding. But someone who is a little broader minded, they'll say, oh, I think everything is in relation to Krishna. At the Diya, that's also we can use in Krishna service, and we see Krishna everywhere. So we'll see. And then some of the mentality of the Kanishta or the new devotee, we can explain a little bit more. Sometimes it's like that. Oh, I'm going to worship the deity. I'm going to do arti because that's direct service to Krishna. But as well as sweeping the floor for Krishna, or washing the dishes, or cutting the grass like we see in the slide. Well, those are not really devotional service, or not direct devotional service. But actually, that is not so. And we will hear more, and we will go through that. Why is that the correct? That is not the correct understanding of devotional service.
I do not know whether you understand the meaning. Sri Vigrahara Dhananittanana Singaratana Mandiramarjanadu Jiktascha Bhaktangscha Nijunjathu Pi Bandi Virasri Charanarvindam. We have got Sri Vigraha. The Sri Vigraha Seva. Rising early in the morning, arrange for Mangalarati, then dressing, then offering food, then Aratri. So many hours. The whole day can be used in that way. Then reading books, class, taking care of the temple. Don't think that if one is engaged in the deity worship and if one is engaged in the gardening work, there is distinction. No. The one who is working as a gardener, he is as good as the one who is dressing the deity. Because it is absolute plain. There is no difference between just like the material world. If one is working as manager and the other is working as menial servant, there is difference of pay or difference of service. No. In the spiritual world, there is no such thing. In the spiritual world, even a small ant who is serving Krishna, by chance, suppose if there is an ant and the flower is thrown into the lotus feet of Krishna, and the ant kisses the lotus feet of Krishna, he is as good as the pujari. This is spiritual world.
Okay, so we heard directly from His Divine Grace, His Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, that no service is small, and we should not think like, this is direct service, it's not direct service. Anyway, we can hear some more how actually this is all spiritual.
And do not think that temple cleaning and deity worshipping are different. Do not be envious that this person has been given in charge of decorating the deity, and I am given to wash the temple, where there are not deities. No, it is the same thing. There is no difference. It is spiritual. In spiritual, just like either you worship Krishna's lotus feet, or you offer a garland to Krishna on his head, it is the same thing. There is no such thing. As this is head, this is tail. No. And this is absolute conception of it.
Yes. So we see, Srila Prabhupada explained very nicely. So it's not like, and we also know it seems some connection to the deity. It's like we see the kitchen is an extension of the temple room or the deity room. So like that, because why? Because it's all this we see is being used in Krishna's service. They are tadiya, and when it's used for Krishna's service, it's not different from one service to another. So that's one of the mentality for the Kanishta, that they don't mix it, and they don't really understand the whole concept of the service like that. So now we will go to the next one, and then we will hear. We'll be to the Madhyama Adhikari. Of course, we know Kanishta was the beginner, the Madhyama. We know Madhyama means middle. And I just to remember, I am not going to read the purport here from Nectar Instruction. Very nice explanation. Srila Prabhupada said that we should not stay in the Kanishta platform. We should at least rise to the Madhyama, if not to the Uttama. So we will hear who is a Madhyama Adhikari.
स्वरे तदधिनेषु बालिसेषु द्विसत्सु च प्रेमा मैत्री कृपोपेक्षा यः करोति स मध्यमः.
An intermediate or second-class devotee called Madhyamadikari offers his love to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is a sincere friend to all the devotees of the Lord, shows mercy to ignorant people who are innocent, and disregards those who are envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So we can see the Madhyamadikari has a broader vision. It's not like, okay, that's all I know, Krishna is in the temple. No, but the Madhyama, he know how to associate with different, he shows mercy to the ignorant, he avoids the envious, and he's a friend, and he know how to, and then you can see in this slide, the devotee does not discriminate, even they go in prison house, where all the criminals, and they go to preach and distribute prasadam, and it's happening today, and it's just wonderful service. So that's a Madhyama Adhikari. Then the third one, that was Uttama. These are the third category, that the top of the
श्रीहविरुवाच सर्वभूतेषु यपश्य भगवद्भावम् आत्मना भूतानि भगवतात्मनि एषा भागवतोत्तमः.
Shri Havir said, the most advanced devotee sees within everything the soul of all souls, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. Consequently, he sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord and understands that everything that exists is eternally situated within the Lord. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, a pure devotee is completely free from the tendency to enjoy things separately from the Lord's service. He does not see anything in the universe as unfavorable because he sees everything as the expanded potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee's purpose in existing is to give pleasure somehow or other to the Supreme Lord.
So this is a much better understanding, the Uttama Adhikari. And he sees everything in relation to Krishna. Everything is a property of Krishna, everything should be offered. It's the example like a devotee will see a flower. Oh, this is such nice flower, especially a pujari. Oh, this flower will look so nice in Krishna's turban or in Radharani's hair. Or this could be used in Krishna. So as soon as I see something that could be used in Krishna's service, they immediately think, oh, how can I use this in service? And then because like he said, he does not see anything in the universe as unfavorable because he sees everything as an expanded potential of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So everything belongs to Krishna. I can use in Krishna's service, but because they have a better understanding, they know Krishna, and then it also sometimes gives example of a mother. A mother when she sees the shoes of her child, she doesn't see just the shoe. She sees her child. She sees her child wearing the shoes. She'll remember where she bought the shoes. She'll remember, oh, we went to some places together and my child was wearing these shoes. So it's the whole remembrance comes. And why? Why? Because she loved her child so much. So everything, and then for somebody else would be like, I know that not the mother, some other, just some shoes. That doesn't mean much. But it's the same with the devotees. So devotees who in love with Krishna, who are always thinking how to serve Krishna, and then I can use this in service of Krishna. I can use that. Right away they start thinking how I can do my service better. That's just a better understanding, and that's the Uttama Adhikari.
विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि सुनी चैव सुपाके च पंडिता समदर्शिना.
The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater or an outcast.
So probably most of us are familiar, which is verse and the Bhagavad Gita and the picture. You see how the advanced devotee, he will see an elephant, he will see a dog, but he also knows that Krishna is in a super soul in the heart of every living entity. And so it doesn't matter, even an elephant, a dog, so then he knows, of course, won't go associate with a tiger or elephant, but just respect. Okay, Krishna is in the heart of everybody. There's not much better understanding. That's the Uttamadhikari, or the vision. And so now we are getting like a progression, right? How in the first we met, okay, with our who is a devotee, and there's different category of devotees, and then so now we say, okay, so how do we deal with different
Before
devotees?
we go on to that topic, Mother Sudevi, can we quickly do a small polls to see
Oh yeah, sure.
if everybody is paying attention? Okay, 1 minute again. Ten seconds. Not everybody voted, but everybody who voted was right.
So you know. Anyway, we'll come back to, we can just say it now on the. Now we good. So we know we heard that for the Uttamadhikari was saying we should pay respect, we should make obeisances to such a devotee, and then we will come to senior devotee next, and we will speak about. So can we see the next one now? Are we ready for the next one? Yeah. So dealing with seniors.
Respect. That's what we need to give the senior devotees. One would associate with and serve the senior devotees and take instruction from senior devotees.
Yeah, and one of the when he said respect, this is probably some of the devotees may not know or remember, but some of the devotees would. In the beginning of the movement, we would practically make obeisances all day long. Every time you see a devotee, would literally get down on your hands and knees and make obeisances, because all day long we're seeing devotees, right? And then so actually the temple president had to stop us. He said, you can't do it all day long. What you do, you come to Mangal Arti. After the morning program is over, then we will say, and we make obeisances. And that's done for the rest of the day. So that's one way, to actually is very important to actually make pay obeisances. And this is what one of the what even Krishna said, make obeisances to Krishna, make obeisances to the devotees, and it's also showing respect. And then any devotee, like we heard, someone chanting Hare Krishna once, someone chanting all the time, we show the respect. That's one way to show respect, and then by making obeisances. And then there's other way, and then we serve them, and then we take instruction for them. Why? When we say senior devotee, what does that mean, senior devotee? Now, seniority would mean in different ways. Some would just say, by age, someone is older, that's someone senior, and someone, we can say, someone who has joined the movement before me, that also counts as senior devotee. And then, so we have, just like in a family, there's parents, there's grandparents, there's children. So we deal and serve them accordingly. So also in our movement, in our temple, and just make it smooth and easy, and to relate to them and remember that they do have some respect, even in some jobs. You would say seniority. So that's also true for our temple and our movement. But there is senior devotee, and there's different ways. One of the way we can tell after we do arti, right? After, is that what we are going to, after the arti is offered, and then we have the ghee lamp, and then we are going to take the ghee lamp and we offer to Srila Prabhupada first, and then we'll come to the senior devotees. And if that doesn't minimize anybody else, and that doesn't mean the other devotees won't get the prasad, they will. He just to keep things in order, and then smoothly going. And then, so that's one way. That's one way. But and then again, sometimes it's not always practical. Then we have Sunday feast, we have 200 devotees, and we are running with that lamp from one person to another, from one end of the temple room to another. It may not be practical. But whenever it's possible, it's practical, we should do that. We should just and it's the same thing when we are reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam verses in the morning. The senior devotees goes first. That's how, it's kind of even common sense that the senior devotee will do that first. So that's one of the way. And then we also take advice from them. We take instruction from them. We learn from them. They are our teachers, because it's not only our Guru Maharaj is the teacher, but no. You can have many Siksha Guru, and the senior devotees are also the instruction spiritual master in some ways or other. And then now, okay, so we're getting. So how should we address the devotees? Because devotees are very special. They are devotees who are initiated. We should address them by the initiation, with the name given by the spiritual master. And then some devotees who are not initiated, like you will say, Bhakta so-and-so, Bhaktin so-and-so, and then who is initiated, you can tell them their full name, but not by the karma name. Maybe there is circumstances, but usually, and then that's why Srila Prabhupada will say, we give name to our devotees, like Krishna Das or Radhika, and then why? Some name of, directly name of Krishna, Radha, or devotee's name, and then that reminds us of Krishna. All day long we are calling, and even for our children, we give name. So this actually is very important to call them by the proper name, and the devotee name as much as possible. This is one senior devotee was giving class, and I was saying, sometimes devotees come to me and ask me, Prabhuji, I have a newborn child. Can you please give a name? He said, yes, we give nice name. We give name like Vishwarup, Vishwanath, Vishwambar. And then what happened? When they grow up, what their friends are calling, hey, Vish. He said, that's not right. Vish means poison. So you should address devotee as a proper name. We give a nice name. So actually, it's actually very important to call the devotees by the proper name. And so that's the name itself. So this devotee, and then we also have other address for the devotees, and then we'll see some more how devotees should be addressed.
Now here you see, we are teaching our disciples to address amongst themselves Prabhu. This is not new thing. This is very old. Now Narada is addressing Vyasadeva Prabhu, his disciple. His disciple he's addressing as Prabhu. So we should give respect. Just like we address Kirtanananda Maharaj, although he's my disciple, but the respect should be there, should be given. Here, see, Narada is addressing Vyasadeva Prabhu, my dear Prabhu.
Okay, so this is coming from the specific succession. Narada Muni is expressing as Prabhu, and Prabhu means master. So when you say somebody Prabhu, this means you're ready to serve the devotee. You're really accepting as a master, so then you automatically become a servant, which is just as it is. We want to serve the devotee. We want to take the humble position. And then, but the Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada also gave different time, a different way to address devotees. So we'll hear some more of what he says.
Address every woman as mother from the very beginning. From 5 years old, if a child is trained to call all women as mother, naturally his culture is different because he has learned to call all women as mother. He has no other idea. A small child, any woman comes before him, he knows, she is my mother. So this was the practice. That is not only religiously, but morally it is so good to look upon all women as mother. That is the system. Still in India, any unknown woman who has no introduction with you, she is addressed Mataji. Address her. She may be just like daughter or granddaughter, but one would address as a respect to the woman as mother, Mataji. This is Indian system. Now some rascals have introduced Bhaginiji, sister, but that is not Shastric. In the Shastra, all the women except one's wife should be addressed as mother. This is from a lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, verse 10 in Los Angeles in January of 1974.
So someone says, Srila Prabhupada just said, no, we should address everybody as Prabhu, every devotee, but now he's saying as the lady should be at mother, Mataji. But actually, he said both things. So now someone could, maybe some ladies may prefer to be addressed as Prabhu, that's fine. Or somebody will be happy to be addressed as mother, and that is also fine. Srila Prabhupada has said both things, and both are correct. Me personally, I would prefer that, to be called mother. I just by calling, if a male devotee call me mother, I feel the protection and the respect from that devotee. But then again, this is individual. Some ladies may like, I may not. That's fine. But we just wanted to show that Srila Prabhupada did say both, and both are right. And then, so now we will hear from Nectar instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami that devotees are not ordinary. So, we were talking about, different categories, devotee, who's a devotee, but just to remember from the very beginning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, even once chanting Hare Krishna, someone is a devotee. So, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabano Shravanadi Sudachite Kare Udoy. Actually, love of God is present in everybody's heart. And then, so just by the process of chanting and hearing, Shravanadi Sudachite Kare Udoy, it will come about. So not that, so we don't, these are very special. The devotees are actually very, very special. And it's just like when you see someone will tell you, there's butter in the milk. I say, I don't see any butter, but there is. But how do you get the butter? There's a process. There's a churning process, and butter is there, butter comes out. It's the same thing. Love of God is there. And then, but the process of chanting and hearing, so it blossoms. It becomes more and more prominent. So we'll hear how devotees are special. They're not ordinary.
स्वभावजनितैर्वपुषश्च दोषैर्न प्राकृतत्वमिह भक्तजनस्य पश्य गङ्गां भसं न खलु बुद्बुदफेन पङ्कैर्ब्रह्मा द्रवत्वम् अपगच्छति निरधर्मै.
Being situated in his original Krishna conscious position, a pure devotee does not identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen from a materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee's having a body born in a low family, a body with a bad complexion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of a pure devotee, But despite such seeming defects, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the waters of the Ganges, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam, and mud. The Ganges waters do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in the Ganges without considering the condition of the water.
This is a very nice explanation how devotees are not ordinary. And actually, we'll hear some more how it is actually offensive to say, like you say, the Indian devotee, Russian devotee, American devotee. That is actually not correct to say. You said all Vaishnava, all devotees. Also, you are saying category. Also, you are saying like this, but you should not. Like I said, devotees are very special, and you have to be very, very careful not to commit offenses and to know how to address and how to, like I said, it's the whole point of this presentation as class, so we can know how to deal with each other, and then we can serve Krishna better, and it will be very pleasing to our spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada. Keeping this in mind, then we will know how, and then it will just make our service easier and better to be serving. And when other people see us and are cooperating and serving together, they will feel inspired. Some guests come, oh, it was so nice. The devotees were getting along so nicely. They were serving so nicely. They will feel inspired. They want to join us. This is actually very important, how we behave and how we deal with each other nicely.
ब्रह्मांड भ्रमिते कोना भाग्यवान जीव गुरु कृष्ण प्रसादे पाए भक्तिलता बीज.
According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service.
So we hear how special the devotees are. Brahmandra Brahmitis, they are not ordinary. After a long, long time, we have got this chance to have the human body. What to speak of the opportunity to be a devotee and come in contact with Srila Prabhupada movement. And then, so this is very special opportunity that we do not want to misuse it or take it too lightly, because it's such valuable. And the association of devotees will hear some more on how important it is for us, for our own spiritual advancement. This is continuing with view Vaishnavas, not ordinary.
Lavinapi na swargam na punarbhavam bhagavat sanghi sangasya martyanam kim utasisa.
The value of a moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot even be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets or liberation from matter. And what to speak of worldly benedictions in the form of material prosperity, which are for those who are meant for death.
So we see that, even here we see this very nice slide, the devotees together in association, happily chanting and dancing. And we have many references. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Sastakai, Lava Mantra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy. And we know, we have heard devotees saying, just with seeing Srila Prabhupada once, or even reading his book, any kind of contact with a devotee is very special. It's transformed someone's lives and changed it completely. So very, very special, the association of devotees. And then, so we will hear a little bit more from other scriptures.
Aradhananam sarvesam Vishnor aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam.
Lord Shiva told the goddess Durga, "My dear Devi, Although the Vedas recommend worship of demigods, the worship of Lord Vishnu is topmost. However, above the worship of Lord Vishnu is the rendering of service to Vaishnavas who are related to Lord Vishnu.
So we hear from the mouth of Lord Shiva how the devotees are special. The topmost worship is the worship of Vishnu, but better than the worship of Vishnu was the worship of the Vaishnavas. So we in this connection, we also have many references how in coming in contact with devotees, we have the pastime from the life of Narad Muni. Narad Muni, from a very young child, he was with his mother, and then the sages, we read about this in the Bhagavatam, the sages were spending the time, the Chaturmasha months, and then they were serving the sages, and once Narad Muni got the permission to have a little Mahaprasadam, and he became Narad Muni. And we have other instances like Miguel is a hunter. So we know that story. He was a hunter, but he was transformed by Narad Muni, and then he would not even step on an ant. And there was other instances. There is Valmiki, there is different. So the power of association of devotees, that it's also, we used to call this, stay in the fire. Probably some of the older devotees would know. The Srila Prabhupada gives the example of this iron rod. If you take an iron rod and put it in the fire, so after, it's just an iron rod, but after staying in the fire for some time, if you take it out and you touch something, it will burn. It's not fire, but because staying in the fire, that will burn just like fire. But then, if you take it out for some time, gradually, it will become cold and it won't burn anymore. So the example is, so you stay in the fire, you stay in the association of devotees, and in that way you get inspiration and you serve. But if you go out, slowly, your devotional creeper will start dying. So it's actually very, very important. Stay sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha, first is a shraddha, and then sadhu sangha, then bhajana kriya. It goes a progression like that. So, very important for us then. And we are so fortunate to have the temple. Now, actually, we can get a little bit of, missing the devotees. You can say, oh, it was so nice when we were together, serving together, and now we are missing them. So we have to always pray. And advanced devotees pray like that. We hear Thakur Bhakti Vinod. He's praying, I want to always be in the association of devotees, even if I have to take birth as an insect, but please let it be in the house of a devotee. And then, different devotees are different. Narottam Das Thakur who sings Tadira Charana Sati Bhakti Samibhas. And we will hear some more how they always don't want to go away from the devotees. They are not ordinary.
Really consider this. Vaishnava Jati Buddhi. If anyone considers a Vaishnava, a devotee of the Lord, in the categorical estimation of birth, then that is hellish consideration. Vaishnava Jati Buddhi, Atte Siladhi, Gurusu Naramati. Just like here, we are worshipping Radha Krishna deity. You have all come here early in the morning. And does it mean that you are all fools? You have come to see a brass idol is being worshipped here. So anyone who considers the deity as Atte Siladhi, made of stone, made of brass, made of wood, that is Narati Buddhi. Atte Siladhi.
Yes, so this is very important for us to remember. Just the way it's also our deities are made of marble. Against Krishna, that's Krishna personally present in the form of the deity, and we have to remember that. And then the same thing with the devotee. If we think the devotee Jati Buddhi or devotees like we talked about earlier, so it's just also offensive because it's just not correct to say all the devotees like that.
Dev Haja Sei Bada अभक्तहीन 4 कृष्ण भजन ने नाही जाति कुलादि विचार.
Anyone who takes to devotional service is exalted, whereas a non-devotee is always condemned and abominable. Therefore, in the discharge of devotional service to the Lord, there is no consideration of the status of one's family.
Yes, so another reference to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Charitamrita, that, devotee, okay, so we're here.
Yeah, in the purport, as servants of the Supreme Lord, all living entities are one, but a Vaisnava, because of his natural humility, addresses every other living entity as Prabhu. A Vaishnava sees other servants to be so advanced that he has much to learn from them. Thus, he accepts all other devotees of the Lord as Prabhus or masters. Although everyone is a servant of the Lord, one Vaishnava servant, because of humility, sees another servant as his master. Understanding of the master begins from understanding of the spiritual master. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadan nagati kuptopi.
Yes. Okay, so this is very nicely explained. You know, I don't know how many of you have read Bhagavatamrita. So when Gopa Kumar is going from one devotee to another, and he's praying, oh, he was the most advanced devotee. No. The devotee blocks the ear. Not me. Go to so-and-so. He's more advanced. He's mine. He goes to that one. And I say, oh, I heard you was the most advanced devotee. I'm so happy to meet you. No, it's not me. So how is that devotee? Devotees are humble. They don't want any kind of glorification. But actually, so, they don't want any glorification for that, but they only want to glorify others. So this is just actually nice justification in the devotees.
Before we go here, we'll take a quick poll. I think about the different types of how to now let me see. No, we've already done this one. Yeah, I guess we can after this section we'll
go to the next one. Okay, so now we know who is a devotee, who's the different categories of devotee, but then there's other exchanges, and one of the exchanges is the loving exchanges among devotees, and then we'll hear from Nectar of Instruction, text 4.
ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम् आख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भुजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम्.
offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another.
Okay, so this is very nicely done. So we just, because so that's what we do even in the purport to this verse when you read Srila Prabhupada explain, even in the outside world, if you want to have some business dealing with somebody, you have a meeting in a hotel and you eat together and then you discuss what our plans are. So for devotees also, they give gifts, they exchange gifts, they sing prasadam. They say prasadam, and then they reveal their mind, and then they hear from others. So and these what is it? These 6 what called Subhadra Prabhu, can you read the Shama Gauri Prabhu, the last line of the Sanskrit?
Tadvidam Tilakshanam.
Yeah, so these 6 engages, which actually this is actually enhance our devotional service. There are things that help us in our devotional service, and there are things that destroy our devotional service. Of course, we're not going to read all of that, but these loving exchanges actually is important. And Srila Prabhupada also mentioned in the purport that grihasthas should invite senior devotees, should invite sannyasis to their house and feed prasadam. Actually, one of the duty someone asked in Srila Prabhupada one time, so what is the duty of a grihastha? And Srila Prabhupada said, okay, so the grihastha, before he eat prasadam, he should step out and call Sritam, if anybody is hungry, please come and take prasadam. he calls 3 times and then he takes prasadam. So it's actually very important for us to exchange like that, gift and prasadam and revealing the mind and listening to the devotees. That's part of living exchanges which enhance our devotional service. So we talked about, stay in the association of devotees, stay in the fire, but then then there's also avoiding non-devotees. So let's see what the Shastra says about that, and we can talk a little bit more.
Are we doing poll before going further?
We can do, we can quickly do this one.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 35% say every time one sees them, one should pay obeisances to the devotees. And 71% said once when they see them the first time. So, Mother Sudevi?
Yes, I see it. And yeah, if you can do all the time, that's correct. But if you do just one time, that's also fine. But you will do research. Now, this is all good. It's all good answer. Thank you. Can we go to avoiding non-devotees now?
No, I think we have another poll also, right?
Do you want to do that now, or we can do that a little bit later?
Yeah, do it a little bit later.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about avoiding non-devotees. First, let's hear what some of the reference from the Shastra, then we can talk a little bit more about that.
असत्संग त्याग यही वैष्णव आचार स्त्री संगी एका साधु कृष्णा भक्तार.
A Vaishnava should always avoid the association of ordinary people. Common people are very much materially attached, especially to women. Vaishnavas should also avoid the company of those who are not devotees of Lord Krishna.
So this is some Chaitanya Charitamrita. We also have quotation from Nectar of Instruction.
अत्याहार प्रयासस्य प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसंगश्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति.
Do you have the translation?
No.
Okay, so, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we talked earlier, the Dadati Pratigunati, the 6 changes, and hence our devotional service. So these 6 actually will vinashati, will destroy, will spoil our devotional service. And one of them is associating with non-devotees. And then when the talk between Sri Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when they were talking, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked many questions. One of the questions was, so what will be the most miserable situation? And Sri Ramananda Rai said, I don't know of any except being away from the devotees. And then also elsewhere we have here, I'd rather be in the cage of wild animals and being with non-devotees. But then somebody may ask, but how is that possible these days? I have to go to work. I have to go to the store. I have to carry on with my daily life, and there is non-devotees everywhere. And then I do have to deal with them to some degree. That's true. That's very true. And we have to. We cannot stop. So what that means is you give your association, but you don't take the association. And then actually, there are many instances that we are actually we make devotees by your presence, by our, and eventually any place you go, your workplace, they find out you're devotee, and gradually you can give them some prasadam, you can, as they become devotee, you can invite them to the temple. But what it means, like, you just don't give your heart, to the non-devotee. You give the association, but just keep a little distance, like that. But like I said, you just have to be a little discriminating like this. This is another reference from lecture instruction.
उत्साह निश्चया धैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् संग त्यागात् सत्ववृत्ते षड्वीर भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति.
There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. 1, being enthusiastic. 2, endeavoring with confidence. 3, being patient. 4, acting according to regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. 5, abandoning the association of non-devotees. And 6, following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, furthermore, in order to be successful in devotional service, one must give up the association of undesirable people. This includes karmis, jnanis, yogis, and other non-devotees. Once, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by one of his householder devotees about the general principles of Vaishnavism, as well as the general routine activities of the Vaishnava. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, Asat Sanga Tyaga, a Vaishnava Achara. Characteristically, a Vaishnava is one who gives up the association of worldly people or non-devotees. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has therefore recommended Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Vasa. One has to live in the company of pure devotees and execute the regulative principles laid down by the previous acharyas, the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. If one lives in the association of devotees, there is little chance of associating with non-devotees. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is opening many centers just to invite people to live in the company of devotees and practice the regulative principles of spiritual life.
Yeah, so this is very important to remember. But like I said, we have to continue with our daily life. So we just have to be discriminating. And just know where to draw the line. So next one we will go to okay, so when we are still talking about different etiquette, different ways. So when just to keep things peaceful and in order, like when we are in the temple room, we make separate space. So we can see in this nice slides, the ladies are sitting on one side and the men are sitting. So does that make anybody more important or less? It just keeps things to look neat and orderly. So that's one way to, they're all there. They're all listening to the same class. They're all benefiting the same, but they just nicely arranged like that. And we also do in our temple. And but again, if someone comes for the very first time, we don't want to say, if a man and woman come together, say, no, you have to separate. No, but eventually, as they see, naturally it comes. Okay, the men are standing there, ladies are standing this way, they're sitting here. They make it nicely organized like that. And then, it's not like if the women are sitting separately or if the men are a woman on the back or front or whatever, they are less or they are not honored. But actually, it is all honoring. It's actually for the protection. And women are always, especially Srila Prabhupada will give any example, and he did not discriminate, give equal opportunity for, especially in the West, for ladies to worship the deity, to distribute books, to manage and everything. So we have equal opportunity in serving like this. And then when you put I have been in Harinam, and then the man will say, the lady, you go in front. So we are in back. So I feel the protection. Okay, sir, yeah, because we're out on the street. And then since the men are in back, so we know they're taking care of us, they're watching over. So this is actually nice. This is protection. It's not looking down on anybody. And we're honoring them and we respect them. So let's see how, what Srila Prabhupada will have to say.
We have got experience in our his college days, I was sitting in a friend's house and one sweeper with broomstick and with what is called covering. She was standing, say about 20 years distant from her sitting place. So I asked my friend that this sweeper woman wants to come in. She's waiting because we are sitting. She is ashamed to come. So let us come her. So we stood separately. That means although she was a sweeper woman, still we had to honor her to enter. We stood up separately. She was feeling that how can I go between two men? This we have seen in our...
So we can see, although she's a sweeper woman, she's just like a maid servant, but because of her shyness and of her, attitude like that, this man has to stop. Twice Srila Prabhupada said, we have to honor her. We have to honor her. We have to respect that she's shy to come in between us. So we should move. We should move. And then, so that is so nicely explained that women are not looked down. They are actually honored. They are respected. They are protected. So that's how it should be. So now we come to dealing with a spiritual master. We're talking about different categories of devotees. We're almost getting to the end. So the spiritual master, he's also a devotee. But at the same time, he's not on the same platform as any devotee. And we'll see some reference and we'll hear from Srila Prabhupada himself how the spiritual master is not ordinary, how to deal with the spiritual master.
Yasya sakshat bhagavati jnana deepa prade gurau martya shadhi shrutam tasya sarvam kunjara sauchavat.
The spiritual master should be considered to be directly the Supreme Lord because he gives transcendental knowledge for enlightenment. Consequently, for one who maintains the material conception that the spiritual master is an ordinary human being, everything is frustrated. His enlightenment and his Vedic studies and knowledge are like the bathing of an elephant.
So we hear a very good definition. If someone doesn't understand, consequently, one who maintains a material conception, the spiritual master ordinary, is like the bathing of an elephant. We have heard this reference many, many times. Everybody knows, but just to say that elephant goes in the lake and bathes for a long time, become very clean. As soon as it's come out, what it does, it takes dust and throw all over his body. So what's the point of that kind of bathing? Does this mean the elephant, of course, the animal doesn't understand? So dealing with the spiritual master, that the spiritual master is not ordinary, but he's not God, but we'll hear some more reference. What's the position of the spiritual master?
Shadharitvena samasta sastra uktastatha bhavyateva sadvi kintu prabhorya priya tasya bande guru shri charanaravindam.
The spiritual master is to be honored as much as the Supreme Lord, because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. This is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures and followed by all authorities. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Sri Hari Krishna.
So this is from the Guru Astakam, and then we sing every morning. This is the first Mangalarti song that we'll sing. So we start our worship by worshipping the spiritual master. Why? Because without the Guru Krishna Pasade Pai Bhakti Latabit, by the mercy of Krishna, you get the Guru, and by the mercy of Guru, you get Krishna. And then, so you start by the worship of the spiritual master. And then we'll sing the whole song every morning. And then later, a little bit later during the morning, we have our Guru Puja for Srila Prabhupada. And then we'll hear a little bit more how the spiritual masters should be worshipped.
So, spiritual master is respected as good as God. Why? Sakshadharitena samasta shastrai. They have already chanted this song. Samasta shastri, in all Vedic literature. Samasta, all. Samasta means all. Shastra means Vedic literature. All the shastras in Vedic literature, they have declared that spiritual master is as good as God. Not God, but as good as God. The Mayavadi, they think that the spiritual master is also God. No, we Vaisnava, we don't accept that theory. But actually how a man can become God? No. But because he is God's representative, he is honored as God. Not that he has become God. Kintu prabhuja priya tas. Just like you have got his dear son. If somebody pats your son, even pats your dog, you become pleased.
So this is from Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja address in September 72, New Vrindavan. So we heard from Srila Prabhupada himself how our spiritual master is not ordinary and dealing with a spiritual master. We hear a little bit more. We're getting almost to the end. See the
Can you tell me how you feel about this welcome that you got?
Yes, of course, by God's grace, wherever I go, they welcome me like that.
Are you used to anything a little bit more serene?
Serene, of course, our whole propaganda is serene.
Yeah, so sometimes, people are asking, oh, why so much awe and reverence for the spiritual masters? Like ladies asking, are you used to something more serene? Srila answers so brilliant. The whole movement is serene. But sometimes people become envious, but actually that's very offensive. And the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada explained nicely, he's just not God, but worship as good as God. So see next what it is. Okay, so now we are getting we're on time. This is good. So we're getting very, very close to the end. Remember, we started, the whole presentation will be to please our spiritual masters, to please Srila Prabhupada, and then what Srila Prabhupada said. So Bharati Prabhu, please read one more time, please.
Your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate with one another.
Okay, so I will just give a little bit of a explanation about this presentation today. I would like to take the opportunity to thank the devotees. I'll start with his Grace Vishnu Gada Prabhu for his guidance and encouragement, and my big brother, Haryashva Prabhu, always my well-wisher, encouraging and helping, and all the devotees, Dronacharya Prabhu, and then, Subharadi Prabhu and Shamba Gauri Prabhu, they did all the work. I'm just here sitting. So the point I'm getting to, and Sita Devi, anytime I need something printed, I say, Sita, could you please? And she will print it and bring it to my house and give it to me. So what I'm trying to point out is with the cooperation and with the help of all the devotees. Some of the devotees know that I almost backed out of this presentation a few times, but because of the help and encouragement and cooperation, we are able to put something together. I hope it was helpful and useful. If I did say something inappropriate, please forgive me. And I hope it will be helpful and useful in some ways. And I just want to thank everybody who helped and encouraged, including my husband and son and my dear friends who all worked together on it. And Vrindavaneshwari Radhika, we need some help, we'll call on her. And all the devotees, and especially all the devotees who are attending this class. They are the one make it special, because I could be sitting by myself and if nobody would come, that won't be good. So this is also very nice. So Bharani, do you have another poll question or we are done?
We have 2 polls very quickly. Here we go. We'll We're almost there. So 70% have voted. We'll give them 10, 15 more seconds. We have 10 seconds left if anybody wants to vote. A lot of people thinking. All right, we'll end it now. 14% said 4. So the question was, according to the nectar of instruction, how many loving exchanges are there between devotees? 14% said 4, 86 said 6, and 10% said 8. And the correct answer is, Sudevi?
6.
6.
Good, very good. But everybody get point, even if you say 4.
And the last one I think is important. So let us do this one also. 1 minute for this one. $20 more seconds. We need 9 more people to vote. Okay, we'll end it now. When is it appropriate to address an initiated devotee by their karmic name? When in public, 15%. When they need to be reprimanded, and when just kidding around, when in public, 5% and never 80%. And the answer, Mother Sudevi?
I would say never, but it could be in certain circumstances. That also good, but all the devotees did very well, very good. They all passed the whole exam, and I think we are just on time. We are just ending. Do you have one more slide,
No, we are done with the questions.
I think there's one more slide. No. We just want to thank all the devotees for participating and whoever helped. Thank you so very much. Hey Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't know
Very
if there's
much,
time for
Mataji.
question, but
Thank you.
we
It
are
was
done.
very good. It was very good. We all participated.
Mother Sudevi, that was a fabulous presentation.
Fabulous. This is very
Very,
good.
very wonderful.
Enjoyed
Prabhu,
so much.
Tell that to Shamagori Prabhu and Sobarade Prabhu. They are the
Thank
one
you,
who did.
Sham. Thank you, Shamagavi.
You
Thank you.
mothers were
Sobarade.
fabulous.
Thank
All
you,
of you.
Sobarade.
I
Vishnu
think
Gada Prabhu is still
all the-
here? Is he here?
Yeah, he's
We do have a couple questions that came in throughout the presentation. So some of them may go back to the beginning. So I'm just going to take it as they came in during the chat. And then we have Anil with his hand up. So we'll go through them and you can answer them, Mother Sudevi.
Well, we'll make it brief, but we don't want to take too long, right?
Okay. So one question that came in and said is Adhikari, devotee, initiated devotee, and Vaisnava. Are these designations the same or interchangeable?
You mean initiated devotee, not initiated, and what was the other one?
Adhikari, devotee,
Oh, Adhikari.
initiated devotee, and Vaishnava. Are these terms interchangeable?
Adhikari sometimes we use for like, a married devotee, like we will call. So, and we could call Donacharya Prabhu, or Das Adhikari, or you can call Acharya Das Adhikari, or Vaishnava is someone who was a Vishnu, so that's a devotee. And then we also call devotee, but I think it's just used differently. But I mean, if somebody else has another answer, Vishnu Prabhu is there, Balabhadra Prabhu, I'm not sure he's there, Priyasha Prabhu.
Adhikari is just an address, a respectful address.
Yes.
Okay. Next question is seniority by age? How long someone has been initiated?
I didn't hear the last one. Seniority by age and what?
Is seniority by age or how long someone has been initiated?
Both. I would say both. Sometimes it's a seniority by age, sometimes someone who's initiated first and second. So we take in consideration both of them.
Okay, good. I think you answered the question in the poll, but I'll just ask it because it was here. If someone doesn't call somebody by their initiated name, is that considered an offense to the guru?
I would not go that far as an offense to the guru, but if the spiritual master has given a initiated name, it's only proper and it should be addressed like that. But there's no reason not to, like even in the poll question it came, maybe there's some instances that, maybe not, maybe some little awkward, but other than that, I think it should be addressed by the proper initiated names that the spiritual master has given.
Thank you.
Maybe somebody else would have something to say.
Haribol, when you were describing about the initiated name, it's said that Srila Prabhupada says that it's essential for initiation to get a spiritual name because that usually the material name is designated the body, the physical body, where the spiritual name is for the soul. So it anchors you, the regular name anchors you to your material consciousness, your material identity. And so, I mean, it's respectful. It's respectful to especially for those who are initiated, to address them with their spiritual name. Of course, in some circumstances, if you're in a legal situation where you have to say who this is, from their legal name may be something that they have to use from time to time. And in those circumstances, you do the needful. But in general, better to use it's respectful to use the initiated name.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you.
So we have a question, a hand up from Anil. I'd like to call
Yes.
on him. He can speak.
Yeah, Anil Prabhu, please.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class. Mataji, it's such a pertinent topic, actually, relationship between amongst devotees. Actually, I'm facing a dilemma, and I just wanted to ask your honest opinion about it. So lately, I have noticed that it's almost a fashion now. Well, please don't take an offense to this, but it's almost a fashion now to call Matajis as Prabhus in ISKCON, especially. I've noticed that. I rarely ever call like, a devotee, a Prabhu, I call Mataji, because usually we are taught that we should look at other women as our mothers, except for our wives, So my question, Mataji, is that what is considered respectful in ISKCON? Should we call like all women as Prabhus now, or should we still keep calling them Matajis, like, or both, like, what is appropriate, what is right thing to do?
Yes, Prabhu. I don't know if you followed the class. We had a couple of quotation from Srila Prabhupada, and he gave both answers. He said, yes, you can call them as Prabhu, and you can also call them as Mataji. And then, I would say, I would ask the ladies themselves, like my husband said, you ask them, how do you prefer to be addressed? Like I said, me personally, I would like to be addressed as mother. Maybe some of the ladies are not comfortable, but that's fine. They're both right, but it should not be now, okay, before it was mother, now it has to be Prabhu. No, there's no hard and fast rules like that. It's both correct, actually. Both of them, you can call them Prabhu, you can call them Mataji, and like probably this class, Dronacharya Prabhu, this is recorded, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so you can go back to, and then we have some quote from Srila Prabhupada, he has said both ways. Yeah, and I know, Anil Prabhu, what you're saying. I also used to always, all the time, and you used to come to Gitanagara. You remember, we'll call Moza Kalini, now, and Moza, she would prefer like that. But I do know there are some ladies who prefer to be addressed as Prabhu. That is fine too. But I would think both are correct. And then why is changing what? I don't know. But if some ladies prefer like that, I will just address them the way they want. But like I said, for myself, I do prefer to be addressed as mother.
Thank you.
It's not a fashion or a fad that it happens. Srila Prabhupada, in many letters, addressed his female disciples as Prabhu, not only disciples, but people who hadn't even been initiated yet. And in the early part of the movement, it was very common that devotees would address each other as Prabhu. And there are many quotes of Srila Prabhupada saying, which you had one, that devotees address other devotees as Prabhu. So if you say no to that, then you're saying, well, a woman is not a devotee. They can only be a mother, but they can't be a devotee. Well, in the West, being addressed as mother isn't that great a thing, because here in the West, we kill the mothers as our cow. So it's not necessarily always the most respectful. From a Vedic standpoint, yes. So both are correct, and Srila Prabhupada did both. It's not a fad or a fashion. It's all right. So as Mother Sudevi said, we can request how the person will be comfortable, but they're both correct. We should see all living entities not as respectful, worshipable Prabhu also.
Thank you, Prabhu.
My question is,
yes, Prabhu.
What about the celibate men, brahmacharis? How should they see would it be safer for them to see women as Prabhu? I mean, as mother.
I would say yes. And then when, like you said, I personally, when somebody addressed me as mother, I feel the respect and protection. And if the brahmachari is calling me mother, I said, oh, I have one more son. It's like as many as they come, So to me, it's just like, I think it's proper. But what would you think, Prabhu?
Me, I always see, I'm always a celibate man. I always see them as mother. And,
yes.
And I'm very comfortable. And I've had some of the older mothers tell me, in the old days, they would call me son. And I would accept, that was kind of, like on the mother say, yes, son. But it was fine for me if they called me son. But I think that modern times changed a lot, but there should be an affection behind that word mother. There should be respect and affection. And if you see a woman like that, where's the contamination? Where's that contamination of seeing her in an exploitative way? she's special, you know. And I think devotee women are like that. I think they're special, and I think it, from my perspective, I feel safe calling the mother's mother. As you know, I still call all the mother's mother.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. So are we done, Dronacharya Prabhu?
Well, let's just see if there's any more, if we have any other questions. Anil, do you have another question, or is your hand still up from before?
Prabhu, actually, it's a question, but like, you know, again, this dilemma, and I don't think this question has been answered properly, because I believe, you know, I think the rise of feminism in our society has led to this whole idea of, I think, you know, I have been in this movement for quite some time, and I have noticed that it is much more common now. In fact, sometimes people feel ashamed to be addressed as Matajis, like, you know, and in fact, as Prabhuji earlier said, Haryavasha Prabhu earlier mentioned that it is an honor in Vedic culture to call somebody a mother, like, you know. In fact, not even for a brahmachari, even for a grihastha, to call another woman a mother actually should be a part of an etiquette, Vaisnava etiquette, because apart from his wife, he should look at every woman as you know, his mother. So in fact, like, you know, just to say that more of Prabhu happens to be a masculine term. It's not a term used for women usually, like in Vedic culture. So I'm sorry to say that, but I really don't believe that calling a woman a Prabhu, in fact, you know, is part of a Vaishnava etiquette. Like, you know, I'm sorry to say that, but it's, you know.
So you're saying you know better than Srila Prabhupada. Very nice.
Prabhu, actually, that's what I'm saying. I knew you were about to say that. You know, I knew that comment was coming from you. But
let me read a quote from the Srimad Bhagavatam purport about Prahlad Maharaj. As servants of the Supreme Lord, all living entities are one, but a Vaishnav, because of his natural humility, addresses every other living entity, what to speak of any other devotee, as Prabhu. Addresses every other devotee as well as every other living entity as Prabhu. Now, the question about whether Prabhu is a masculine or feminine name, Prabhupada and Tridayananda Maharaj, who's a Sanskrit scholar, had a debate about that. And he very eloquently defended the point that Prabhu can be used either for man or woman. And Srila Prabhupada repeatedly did that. So I take exception respectfully with your position that you know better.
Hare Krishna, can I add something, Sudevi Mataji?
It's getting very late, Dronacharya Prabhu. Last week class was late and I didn't really want to go very late. But could we be addressed another time or could we be very brief? Because it's getting late.
Yeah, Dronacharya Prabhu, is there some time for me to talk?
Yeah, but Sudevi, do you think it's time to?
I think so, Prabhu. 8 o'clock, some devotees, I think they need prasadam and they need time to.
So what we can do is we can have we can if there's any more questions that people gather throughout the week, we can save them. We can send them in, and you know, they can be discussed. There will be a follow-up with some questions as the other weeks. The presentation will be sent out. It's also available if you want to watch this again on YouTube. Mother Sudevi, again, we'd like to thank you so very much for putting together this wonderful, wonderful presentation. It was very educational. You covered a lot of points. You covered a lot of territory tonight. You and your team did a great job, and so again,
bravo.
Thank you, Prabhu. It's just not me. We all work together. Like I said, cooperating together, and it came out. So thanks again very much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyo sakripasam divya vacha patabhavadebhyo.
Thank you. Nice to see everyone. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
His divine grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Nice to see all you Matajis.
And we will be going over kirtan etiquette. Next week, Wednesday, same time, 6:30. It'll be the 5th part on Kirtan etiquette. And so please make sure you tune in next week. Hare Krishna.
Hi, thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mother Sudevi. Haribol.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank all of the mothers that helped. They were all great.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Very nice.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.